So with more and more reports of violent crime in South Africa, security concerns in the country are growing. Just last night, 6 people were killed in yet another mass shooting in KwaZulu-Natal. And of course, it was in the wake of what happened in Krugersdorp, that community calling for soldiers to be deployed in the area to combat crime after the gang rape of 8 women who were shooting a music video there last week. So what should the ANC be prioritizing in the fight against crime? Let's bring in Dr. Witness Maluleke, who is with the Department of Criminology and Criminal Justice at the University of Limpopo. Dr. Maluleke, great to talk to you. And it's clear, communities are at their wits' end. It appears that government still is not able to get a handle on the levels of crime in the country. But is the answer with the SANDF?
Morning to the viewers. No. I feel like the SANDF won't help the situation. The training that they received is not suitable to be directed to the community members, if not the criminals themselves. So I don't think the way in which the soldiers will respond to this situation is suitable. I feel like the training thereof it is not conducive for this crime in question. But then the law enforcement agencies, as much as different stakeholders coming together to respond to this crime, that can be a good way of trying to resolve it. But involving the soldiers, we have seen in the past, even in the Western Cape, involving soldiers didn't help the situation at all.
Yeah, it's not going to make up for poor or inadequate policing. That's the point. But
yes.
But this is a call that's come from the ANC's policy conference as well, from senior members of the governing party. I mean, are you happy that this is the direction these discussions at the policy conference is taking in terms of combating violent crime and what the proposals should be that are on the table?
No, I'm not. The ANC itself, it needs sort of oversight whereby they get academics who are going to help them to better the situation or ease the situation. Because I don't think in the ANC itself we do have policing experts. You know, in South Africa we do have experts in policing who I think if they can be roped in the structures of the ANC as sort of oversight bodies, it can be well done. And that is being ignored. And there are calls in South African institutions to help the police in terms of how they can respond to crime, to make strategies and plans. But that call is being ignored as we speak. So I feel like if they can go with the route of involving academics, that can help, and then try to model their strategies with international arena and see how that can help the situation. But as we speak, I don't think they are getting instructions from academics, and that is a worrying factor.
Yeah. I mean, some of the decisions made by various departments in government, for example, insofar as escalating levels of gender-based violence and rape is concerned, for example, are those Thuthuzela care centers, right, which are now only at a few police stations around the country. Those centers were meant to be a safe haven for victims of violent crime and rape to go there and speak to a trained female police officer, take DNA samples, get all of the help that they need. These are failures at the level of implementation, aren't they?
Yes, implementation is a worrying factor as well. We do have nice policies in place, the National Crime Prevention Strategy of 1996, the issue that relates to how can we combat crime using different strategies that can be efficient. And the issue of Thuthuzela care centers, they're being employed even in national hospitals. They are there, but then they are not utilized in a good way. So the question is, as much as we have those policies, who are the implementers at the end of it? And then as we speak, we are found wanting, because even the implementation becomes a worrying factor. And the question is, how can we better the situation? Looking at the policies that are available, but then not being used wisely in terms of preventing, combating, and investigating crime in South Africa.
Yeah. I mean, what does the future look like, Dr. Maluleke, in the face of rising levels of violent crime, rising levels of gender-based violence? If we don't get this right on a policy level, what does that look like?
It's a scary future ahead. Scary future ahead. We are no longer safe. We are no longer safe. Community members are no longer safe. This current situation, the current rapes, the current tavern shootings, who is safe in South Africa? And no one is safe because they can come to your household and try to rape you. They can come to your household and take your property without your consent. So as much as we try to ignore the situation, we are not safe, and the future is not looking good because the criminals are taking hold of us and they are doing as they like, and nothing is being done. The policing itself is politicized, and that needs to change in no time. Yeah,
policing itself is politicized, as you say, and you know the levels of sanction that work, the NPA doing the job that needs to be done, police doing the investigative work that needs to be done, going to court and getting convictions for violent crime. It goes as far as the justice system insofar as policy and implementation is concerned.
True so. The criminal justice system itself is in disarray, and apart from that, different stakeholders that are trying to help the criminal justice system are not doing justice to that. So it is a very difficult situation that we are in because none of the stakeholders that are supposed to prevent or to control crime are doing good as we stand. A lot of crime are happening. Criminals are not being put to book. Only few cases that make it to the media, they get resolved. But if you go back to rural areas, you find that majority of criminals are not being apprehended, and their cases are not being solved, and victims are not being protected. And that is a very worrying stage that we are in as a country.
Certainly. Dr. Witness Maluleke, let me thank you for your time this morning with the Department of Criminology and Criminal Justice at the University of Limpopo.